Where we left off, guys, you have travelled to Mechanus to rescue your friend Tia. You've successfully done so, as Arabella lies slain at your feet. You did a hefty amount of damage to her, but her strength and her willpower and her zealotry kept her going for way longer than it naturally should have done. We left off pretty much just as you had killed her. Some of you are saying that you want a short rest, so while you're still at the top of this giant tower in Mechanus, still with this complex observatory-like machine in front of you, they're now slightly damaged as it's had an Arabella fly into it at 120 miles an hour. You guys want to start off straight away with a short rest?
I think so. Unless anyone else wants to do anything before we short rest.
Question.
Yes.
I'm guessing the answer is no, but am I able to attune to this weapon during a short rest?
Yes, you are.
Oh.
Yeah, you can attune on
what
short
I'll be
rest.
doing. But I don't get the other benefits of a short rest?
No, you still
I'm
do.
just doing that. Oh.
Because attunement is
OP.
essentially... Yeah, attunement is essentially concentrating, meditating on the object. So it's not strenuous. It's the same as, bandaging yourself up, sitting down to read. It's not strenuous enough to interrupt a rest.
Sweet.
So yeah.
That's what I'll do, please.
Cool. Does anybody else want to do anything on this short rest?
Lavender just opens her bag, puts a mushroom down on the ground, and she'll just go, "Okay, Mush, coast is clear. Go ahead." And Mushroom just starts to lick up Arabella's blood.
I'll take not what I was expecting. Okay. Blood sampling and licking commences.
I
Go
don't
on.
actually know if human blood is safe for cats. I should not Google that. Okay, never mind.
I'm sure it is.
Lavender goes off and has a little chat with Maroon for the short rest.
The blood is not toxic, but can be irritating to the stomach.
Good to know.
Mushroom gives you this look of, I'm already irritated, I'm good, and carries on licking. Okay, cool. Vial of blood in possession of Hunter. Lavender and Moreau take a walk through some of these bridges and walkways and go and have a little chat on the side. Anyone else want to do anything on the short rest?
Yeah, I wanted to do a thing. But I had made something. So they will walk up to Tia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've been thinking about making some items, some weapons, some doodas, if you will, to help us enhance our general capabilities. And as a fellow artificer, I thought I'll start with you, get some feet. So I made you this, and he pulls out what looks like basically a flamethrower. And he hands you a pyro converger. I will screenshot it and put it in Discord.
Oh, that looks like a very intricate design. Where did you learn to make such things?
Oh, it's a lot from books, and after that, it's maybe not the exact same design as I'd seen the pictures of, but as much as I was able to do from memory, and then whatever felt like the right thing to do. It should work. It does have. Do be careful with it. I have a feeling it's not as stable as maybe the original sources claimed them to be. While crafting, it did seem to spark more than it should. But it should definitely be safe to use for a few times before putting it away, because it seems to have a chance to overheat.
So, are you saying that if I can keep it cool enough, we could use it for longer?
If we find a way. For now, just copy.
Thank you very much. That's certainly a very intricate design.
I hope it serves you well. If you have any feedback on it, I'm happy to keep notes of it, maybe make some amendments. If anything, it'd help me work on future designs. So, yeah, be careful. Don't blow up. I feel horrible.
Does it look like it's my first time?
I mean, it's about the size of you, so maybe?
Oh,
Oh, you mean blowing up? No.
Oh, yeah, the first time. If you have been an artificer and you haven't blown up yet, what are you doing?
Style.
Never before have I heard someone say, "Here's a present, try not to blow up." Okay, cool.
I've done that before. It's like, here you go, a present. Could you hold that for me, please? And Licha holding a bomb.
Reminds me of face, yeah. Yeah. That was my bit.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you very much. And I would like to use my short rest to create one of my infusions and then head towards Lavender.
Okay.
Well, since you already have your mushroom bag, I don't think we need the robotic one anymore. Instead, I think this could help you a lot. And Tia hands you a small, intricate-looking locket that is the amulet of health.
Oh. Well, I was quite partial to metal mushroom, actually, but I suppose it would come in quite handy. Thank you, dear.
Well, you have your real mushroom here, so I think this might be more helpful to you than, well, you have the emotional support now, so that's all good.
You trying to say I die a lot?
Well, it helps you keep you alive. I think that's important.
Thank you, dear. I thoroughly appreciate that. Thank you.
You know, I'm not the one to say because, well, being incinerated was surely an experience to behold.
So is that why I'm pulling up here?
I'll give you the
19.
magic item stats.
Nice.
Is it just a normal amulet of health? Yeah.
Yes, it gets your
Cool.
con to 19,
In
regardless
which
of what it is,
case,
unless it's higher.
Okay. Nice. Thank you. Will that automatically update? Yes, it does.
It does. Just make sure you keep a note of your former like health. Yeah, like what your stats were before the item changed it.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll keep it the same. I've got a paper one, so I'll just keep it the same on there.
I can also tell you at some point how to make an item that will modify it for you if it's equipped or not on Roll20. But we can do that later.
Thank you. Well, I will sure treasure this, as I did treasure metal mushroom too. I will promise to be more cautious with this new life I've been given. Thank you.
So everybody, you are uninterrupted for your short rest. Go ahead and roll hit points if you want to.
If does anyone else have anything else to do? Cool.
Apparently not.
Just
I didn't hear what
as
you said.
oh, go on, Lila.
I would, but if Lila is watching Dayak and Tia do things, Dayak, after you give your thing to Tia, are you doing anything after that?
No.
Okay, in that case then, Tia, Dayak, no, not Tia or Dayak, Lila will walk up to Dayak, and I think I've still got hold of Ribbit's bag of holding. So like, I'm gonna reach in, pull out Arabella's helmet. Dayak, I understand how magical items work slightly, but not to the level of your knowledge and intricacies. Say, for example, and I turn the helmet upside down so you can see inside of it. The spikes, for lack of a better word, that have the letters etched on them. If we were to, I say we, this would mostly be you. If you were to remove the scriptures from the inside of this armor, do you think that it would break the enchantment upon it?
I think the best answer to explain that. Do you remember when we fixed Dorian to the shield?
Yes.
Not all of Dorian had the magic infused in him, so it would be completely dependent on if what I'm removing is is holding the magic in place for the item to be
I remember
magical.
I remember that Lavender was the one that saw that. So maybe when she's next got a second, when she's not scurrying off to a corner with Moreau, maybe I could ask her if she could have a quick look at this.
Yeah,
but thank you very much. Do you think that's something that maybe we could do? Because this armor is very nice, and I would like to use it, but I also don't want to put it on while it's in this current state of condition.
I think it's definitely possible. We'd have to have a look, see what Lavender's able to see. But yeah, if what I say is true, and it would not damage the magic in the item, then yeah, I can definitely give it a go.
Fantastic. And I will leave that as that then, Matt.
Okay. As you are all coming towards the end of your rest, Moreau and Lavender are slowly making their way back over to the group. Gathering your things, gathering your thoughts, regrouping per se on this middle platform. You all hear the clear noise of an electrical like sparking sound. And then again, echoing around this very open chamber that you're in. Your attention is drawn towards the platform that contains the half sphere of what looks to represent a sun. Big brass dome sitting on the platform to your northeast. As you look over, you can see with each of these sparks, these sounds, there is a swirl in the air, becoming more and more circular until you see essentially like an oval-shaped golden fiery electric whirl appearing on the surface of the sun. In the center of it, it flashes into one large colour, clearly a portal. Before any of you have chance to react, an individual steps through, humanoid, black hair, golden eyes that kind of have like a subtle hue to them, almost like a radiant shine to them. Green tinted skin, and tough leather armor sit on this individual. As the portal stays open behind them, they raise a hand and just wave at you. You can see on the other platform Thog waving at you, having stepped through the portal.
Hey!
It's-
Yes!
At last!
We love it.
Yeah, we'd love to have a jumping hug on Thug.
Yes!
Oh, we needed you last week.
We managed.
Dog, what happened? Where have you been?
I have many things to tell you at a reduced volume because out of character, Lewis as a child asleep on him.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I got my headphones on. But I won't shout even though I'm extremely excited.
Welcome back, bud. Welcome back.
It's good to be back.
What happened?
You want the short? I mean, how long we got? I've got time.
We've got like 30 minutes.
All right, bitching. Right, this one time at God Camp, which is the appropriate time for things to happen. No, in all seriousness, though, when we last left each other, obviously, I was, how shall we say, putting the word out and trying to get answers. Good thing the Morning Lord snatched me when he did, because the lady was about to put the jump on me.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I've been busy. Things have happened, and as Thug is there, and you see very clearly, it's her eyes that have changed. They're now solidly glowing gold. There's no pupil, no little dot, no iris, no sclera, just gold eyes. It turns out that spending a lot of time on some of the celestial planes has some side effects. On the plus side, I'm a lot easier to find in the dark now. On the downside, I'm a lot easier to find in the dark now.
So what, the Morning Lord just picked you up and took you off?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Wow.
Thug lacks the, how should I say, lexicon necessary to communicate everything that happened in such short detail. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Well, hello, Ruben, waking up on me. So, in the short, you know how it's safe to say that I've met a few gods, kicked a few gods, and sent them packing? It turns out, at least those who think they are, it turns out the Morning Lord and other, how should I put this, interested parties, and she holds out what appears to be a embossed decorative envelope with a wax seal on it bearing the Morning Lord symbol. They're interested. You know, the prime material. Turns out, who would have guessed? The gods are quite touchy when it comes to those threatening those where most of their faithful live. And we have an invite an invite to a council. A council of the free, so far. A council of the faithful. And this may even be a council of helpful, helpful parishioners, practitioners, donors, and supporters. I don't know how, tell me if I'm wrong here, Matt, but I don't know how long we've gotten off the top of my head until it is, because you haven't told me.
You have been sent as this is occurring. People are meeting up to start this now, and you have been sent to see if if you can have some advisors along with you.
Exactly. All that and more. And I couldn't think of anyone better. Anyone apart from you guys. I don't know what that says about you, and I don't know what that says about me, but I couldn't think of anybody better to help me and to help with prime material, if you'll have me back in the team.
Of course we'll have you back, but I don't know. The last time we all attended a council, it quite literally changed the trajectory of my entire life, at least.
I think the last time we did that was when we all met up at the start of this latest adventure.
Right. It didn't go well. I mean, other than the fact that we met each other, of course, but what is it that they're discussing, I mean, obviously the situation here.
While I don't know it word for word, I do know full well that they're going to be discussing countering Lelalia's plans, where her forces are, and also they're going to be using Lelalia's abandoned demi-plane as a neutral meeting place, because it's the one place, again, how would Thog put this? It's the one place everyone can agree not to hit each other long enough to have a talk. For various religious reasons, as I'm sure you will understand, not everybody gets on, even if they're on the same side.
Okay. I mean, what does everybody else think? It sounds like we've been talking about, getting powerful allies on our side. This sounds promising.
Well,
We'll take all the help we can get at this point.
This is fantastic news. Not only is this council happening and could help us, but also I get to go home, I suppose, in a way, or what was home. And I haven't seen that place in about 5 years.
I'll promise it looks the same, because I'm only the messenger. I haven't been there yet myself.
I mean, if it's still as it was, then despite everything that she stands for, at least the Theoxano is a beautiful place.
Nobody can say that she, finger quotes, she doesn't have taste. I'll give her that. But God, it's good to see you all again.
Great to see you too. So we do, however, need to figure out what we're doing with him. And she points to Arabella.
Yeah, you see, I haven't caught up on last session, so catch me up on what's happened.
Lila is currently, like when you're trying to change a bed sheet by yourself, but the duvet, she's trying to scoop Arabella into Ribbit's bag of holding by herself on the floor.
Oh, that looks terribly inconvenient. Would you like a hand?
Yes, please. However, actually, I have just thought of a very good thing that I should do before I put this body in there, and I'm going to reach in and take out her armor just in case she comes back again. And I'm going to kind of take it out piece by piece and be like, Hunter, maybe we should put this in with the other armor, and it kind of hands it up to you piece by piece.
Bitchin'. And does that also include any other gear that she may have and jump up again with? Because remember, a naked corpse is still just a regular corpse. There's no embarrassment among corpses.
Mm-hmm. She has no other gear, apparently, according to Matt. It was just the symbol of Silver Mist, the armor, and the sword.
And the
and no
amulet plate.
suspiciously innocuous jewelry we're going to overlook until it's too late.
No, just apart from the symbol of Silver Mist, that's about it.
That's coming straight off.
And the amulet of plane shift.
I think Ribbip and Hunter already have that in their hands.
Yeah.
Yep, we already have
They
that.
did,
Yeah. Lewis, they literally looted her while she was still alive.
Oh, thank God, that saves so much time. That saves so much time. I'm just making sure, because I've been tripped up too much recently. That's fine.
I got a cool sword. It's kind of the counterpart to yours, Thog.
Oh, wow, sick. I can't wait to see that. Show me.
And I show
maybe not in here.
her
Yeah, show me.
I show her the mourning blade.
Oh, that's so cool.
Mournful blade, sorry.
Oh, even better. That's so cool. What's it do?
It's just fucking goth.
And Thog is going to look at you in all seriousness and say, I respect that, Teffel, and I'm glad you're happy.
And I'll introduce Thog to my shield.
Oh.
As you
I
look
don't
down,
think you properly
Go on,
met
go
our friend Dorian, and I'll bring Dorian out.
My
as
God.
you look down, you see
Yeah.
this shield with a face on it. Solid granite, just looking up at you, smiling, before it moves, and says, "Oh, all right. Are you a new friend?"
Dorian,
An
you
old
don't
friend.
remember me? I used Stone Shape to get you off your awful hinges back in the other plane.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, like back then, I was used to people who I didn't see again, they'd scream and then never come back because they were dead. So I kind of just assumed that you were dead.
That's what you said
Which
last time too.
you're not. Yeah, I know.
I know. I do a lot of screaming, but I don't do a lot of dying.
Oh well, aren't you unique?
Yeah, I am.
Good to have friends.
It is.
Thog, when we have some more downtime, I need to redo that god-awful tattoo I left you with.
If you want to. And she just holds up a hand like, yeah, sure, absolutely. I've got time. When we've got time.
I mean, right now, because we're in the middle of something quite important, but the next little rest that we get,
yeah, absolutely.
do a
Thog
better
looks
job,
around.
especially
Yeah.
thanks to Tia's implement.
Oh, fantastic. I can't wait to, obviously, out of character, obviously things are different, but Thog, not just completely at face value. Oh, fantastic. That's, I can't wait to find out. I'm really excited.
That's way better. And Lavender just points to the glowing purple tattoo down her face. Not that you were bad before, Devil. It was always great. They glow.
Teffel just gives a weak smile.
See a little tear form in the corner of Thog's eye. Just sniff, One's got so much stronger since I've been away. I'm so proud of you guys. So what's next? What do you want to do?
Well, I guess.
Well.
How do we get back to this council?
The glowing portal that Thog stepped through is still shimmering and it is still open.
Yeah, as you say that, Thog just thumbs back to the portal. Apparently the magic words to get to the council are catch a ride.
Well, I'm extremely familiar with Theoxino as a place. If I could borrow somebody's plane shift amulet, I can go and see what could potentially help us in this direction, and then I could, when I'm done there, I can plane shift to Theoxino and catch back up with everybody. Lila would know
Rachel-
that would work, right, Matt? I'm not just fucking sending off on my own and then not going to be able to get back, right?
I don't know what you're like
So if
saying,
I
to be honest.
if I use the amulet of plane shift, or if somebody used the spell of plane shift on me with the tuning fork, and I had the amulet of plane shift on me, I could use the amulet of plane shift to get wherever I'm going to see the Tranquil Watcher, and then I could use the amulet of plane shift to to Theoxino, even though it's a demi-plane, right?
So, yeah, you don't. You just need to name where you're going with the amulet of plane shift. You don't need a tuning fork, but also you don't know where the tuning fork you have in your possession leads.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's kind of why I like it. Thought just came from there, right? Through this portal, so you know what's there.
Yes, but remember that the Tranquil Watcher resided with the Lavia in her inner sanctum at Theoxino, but they abandoned Theoxino. And to my knowledge, the Watcher would have gone with the Lavia. I don't see why, if she abandoned Theoxino, she would leave the Tranquil Watcher at Theoxino if she's taking everybody and everything out of it, not to return. Because of what we found with Brother Relayan. And also, when I was trying to go back to Theoxino myself, when I first came back to this prime material, I couldn't, that's how I knew that something was wrong, because when I asked about Theoxino in general, the first child of Silvermist that I spoke to was like, what the fuck are you, like, what? No, we don't talk about that anymore, shut up. And then it took a while for me to find out, but they left it. So I don't think that the Tranquil Watcher is just chilling at Theoxino by himself.
I mean, I don't know. You prayed to him, right? And then Sog appeared from this portal. Like the tuning fork was glowing. Maybe that's a sign in itself.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll come with you guys through the portal, but Moreau's reading said that it would be very good if we did this thing in the next 30 minutes, and it's now been 30 minutes. So I don't want to have missed that opportunity. I'm more than happy to go with you through that portal, but if that portal doesn't lead me to the Tranquil Watcher after we just contacted him, then I would like to borrow a plane shift amulet from somebody and zip around.
Hey, if that's what you want to do, but I think we should all stay together.
Yes, but I think that we should stay together. I'm not disagreeing with you at all, and I think that this council is fantastic, but this is a chance to potentially to find out so many answers to potentially so many questions. And like I said, I'm more than happy to go with you through the portal to the council meeting. But if this meeting doesn't take me to where I need to be, then I would like somebody to send me away with a means for me to be able to come back to you all.
Fog, have you heard of this Tranquil Watcher in Theoxino?
Matt, fill in double quick. Have I?
You have not, no.
No, I have not, no. But also, I don't hear about a lot of things.
But
because
you
I'm busy.
yourself would be acquainted with the Tranquil Watcher because you were with Linvala and Linvala spoke about
Oh yeah, I know. No, I know the fella. I know him. I know on a personal level, but I don't know whether he was going to be present in this place.
I'm more than happy to come with you through that portal, but if that portal doesn't lead me to the Tranquil Watcher, who we just found out I attempted to speak to, and then this thing shone bright and got hot, I mean, that's a sign in of itself. So I'm more than happy to go with you all, but I want you all to know that if that's not the case, then I need somebody to send me to wherever this thing takes us with a means of transportation back, which would mean that. And I point to Arabella's amulet of plane shift.
Well, if you go through the portal and he's not there, then at least, at the very, very least, with the amulet, you will always therefore know where you need to go after with the amulet, wouldn't you?
I mean, I'm very well acquainted with Theoxano myself, Thog.
What I mean is, if it's been so long and you don't, and so much has changed, we don't know whether it's changed so much that you wouldn't be able to simply step back in. Because Thog doesn't know, but after 5 years, look at how much Barovia changed 2 minutes after I left, let alone 5 years. I don't know I don't know play that magic, but it might have changed so much you might not be able to. I'm only putting that out there as Thog.
Okay, I mean, like I said, I'm more than happy to go through that portal with all of you, but this seems like something that we need to follow up. If not for you all, then at least me personally. So if everybody's on board with that plan, I'm more than happy to go with you to see what this thing is about. But I feel like because Moreau read and said it would be a good thing for us to do this, I feel like this is a missed opportunity if we don't. At least one of us. I mean, I, for one, have answers that need questioning on a deep level, regardless of everything else that's happening. And if that can lead me to a way to do some answers, but I just want you all to know that I need I need somebody to taxi me away and then myself to ferry myself back.
If it's, I understand why it's important to you, and it makes sense, it certainly seems like a sign. I totally get that. Maybe we all go through and we'll see what happens. And like you say, if it's not where you need to be, we can arrange a time or place back to meet.
Fantastic. Incredible then. Great. Who's got Arabella's amulet of plane shift right now? Out of Hunter and Ribbip.
I believe it was Ribbit.
Ribbip. Fantastic.
No, we've swapped. I've got the broken one, and Hunter has the working one.
No, give him the broken one. It'll be fun.
Fantastic. Hunter, can you please explain to me how
I
this
shouldn't
thing
have told
works?
you. I mean, if Misa come with you, Misa could bring you back. Although it would take me at least 20 minutes. So if we say in big doo-doo, then it might not be helpful.
First question: can I be heard properly?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Thank Christ! Oh, I just heard the word amulet of plane shift, and then I was like, "Oh, right, okay." So, does somebody need planing?
To explain to me how the amulet of plane shift works, because I've never used one.
I see. So you pop it on, and then you literally just cast plane shift
Amazing.
through the amulet. So it's quite
Amazing.
simple.
Okay,
It's slightly differently worded, I believe, than the regular one, marginally, but it basically does 99.99% the same thing.
Okay. Matt, I'm not gonna fucking die if I'm not end up somewhere random, am I?
It's always a
One way.
possibility.
If I try and use it.
This is your choice.
All right, yeah, fuck it. I'll happily take the amulet from you then, Hunter. If
That's
you're willing
fine.
to give it to me.
I
Fantastic.
am, but Hunter gives you a glare of I better get this working amulet back because I've been running around for 4 years with a broken one. And I've had this for 4 minutes.
I mean, that sounds like a you problem, really.
Ribbit grips his newly acquired broken amulet of plane shifts and gives you a look of, you better bring that back because I've only just got this one.
Because if you give me the broken one, I'm going to get confused about which one is which unless we get a marker pen on one of them.
Yes, but if Misa don't bring Lisa one back, Misa will have to give Lisa one back, and Misa don't want to give Lisa one back.
Right, well, how about I solve this right now and I hand Hunter the broken one and go, Hunter can hold on to this one for you, I'll hold on to this one so I can trade back with
Ribbit has
Hunter.
left. If you want to if you want a sleight of hand, you're welcome to. But River is definitely dodging any attempt to touch his precious amulet.
Sleight of hand? I can't fucking do sleight of hand. Who do you think I am?
I just take mine.
Bring any amulet.
Leave the small mindless child be, and take it. Do what you need to do with it, but just make sure you bring it back.
Okay, fantastic, amazing, thank you. Brilliant. Okay,
Bye.
so brilliant. And then when we get to Theoxano, you can cast plane shift on me without having to send me without having to come with me, right?
What, me?
Just a reminder, there is no restrictions on the usage of an amulet of the planes.
No restrictions.
No, you can
Fantastic.
just
Like,
spam
you
it.
can spam it.
Okay, but I don't need to know plane shift, right? The amulet knows plane shift.
Yeah, you
Correct.
basically now know plane shift whilst
Aye.
in.
Incredible.
Possession.
This is all I've ever wanted in life. Thank you so much, Hunter. I will put the amulet of plane shift on, continue trying to get Arabella's legs into the back folding, and then prepare to go through the portal.
I mean, if we just take the legs off and stuff them in separately.
Have we rested? Sorry, at all? My computer's
short rest.
dead.
Short
Yeah.
rest. Short
Oh,
rest.
perfect! Warlock's wet dream. Perfect.
Yeah. I'm just going to roll 2 dice for my health.
So, guys,
Fantastic.
what's the plan? Are you stepping through this portal?
Oh, there's a portal here. Yeah, I'm up for any portal,
Hello.
me.
Before
you are.
we do,
You know how we
Lavender-
feel about portals.
But exactly. So before everybody steps through, Lavender's going to send a message to Hunter and just say, "Hey, can you hang back a second?"
Yes.
Is everybody else going through?
I think we're still connected if you want to have this conversation via frog.
Yo, Slurpee Switchboard.
always an option, just so you're aware.
So it just reminded me of like an old school telephone call in a house where like your brother doesn't hang up the phone and just listening in.
Yeah. Just like leaning through the portal. Providing everybody else is gone.
Okay.
Lavender is just gonna say, "Hey, I was just talking to Merle before, and he reminded me of something. I know we have bigger things to think about. I thought of a way maybe you could talk to your brother. You were talking about this last night, and if all star is still around us, right? Matt,
Say that again?
are all the stars around us still?
Yes, they are.
Well, when I was growing up in my village, whenever somebody passed away, we used to pick a star. We would name it after them, talk to them whenever it came around at night. We would find it in the sky, and we would, basically that would be their star. And I thought, whilst we have all this around, that maybe you could pick one and name it after him, and that might be your way of talking to him.
Oh, I'd love nothing more.
Well, what was his name, your brother?
Sorry, just compare that to everyone's passive perceptions.
We like reminding Jack.
I want you to know that number you rolled there, Josh, is nearly 4 times my passive perception.
It's only
short.
10 more than mine.
It's too short of being 4 times my passive perception.
My brother's name was Freya, right?
Correct.
Oh yeah, that's why we called the wolf that, and then we kept forgetting his name, so we defaulted back to Chewie.
Yeah.
Good times. We care about NPCs.
Alright. I'm more than happy to do that. I just need his name, right?
Yeah, and then you just she like gestures out past the balcony to the stars, and she's like,
Pick one that you think you can remember.
Hunter will pick one that's like clustered in with like 5 others, like almost in like a shape around just one singular star that looks on its own, and I'll pick that one.
All right. Oh, 1 second.
She'll like make a quick sketch in her notebook about like just basically like note in the general constellation where it is, if that's possible. I don't know if you want to roll for that.
I think you'd be able to do that.
Okay, she'll like rip it out and she'll go,
So tonight you can have a look for this constellation, and then I guess you could talk to him again if you wanted to.
Hunter will take the piece of paper, and he doesn't get like upset, but you can see as like this stoic look as he looks down at it, which I've not really seen from Hunter before. He's usually like all like jolly and like jokey and serious sometimes, but never like you've caught him off guard a little bit here. He'll just look at it and he'll I've been trying to find something like this for a while, so I really appreciate this.
That's okay. Hey, before we go through, can I ask you something?
Of course.
How are you never scared of anything?
That's not necessarily true. While things that threaten me don't really scare me too much. When things happen to the people I care about, that does scare me. Especially with my old chum Rebby. He every time he puts himself in a dire situation, I do fear for him. But I just try and just move through it. Really, try not to dwell on it, and do my best to walk away till the next time. I guess. But I do get scared. I just maybe I don't show it.
Right. Did you ever have any of those like silly fears? Like I don't know, spiders or something like that?
I used to have a really severe fear of small frogs, but I had to get over that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But other than that, no. No, I mean, losing your entire tribe, family, brother, all in the space of a few hours, there's not really much left to be scared about in this world, really.
Right.
she kind of like leans in and she goes,
You can ask questions back. That's kind of how this.
Not gonna lie, I didn't hear that.
she's like,
You can ask your questions back. That's kind of how this works.
that work?
Yeah. Hunter ponders for a minute, and he doesn't really know what to ask because he's never been like talked to like this before. So you catch him again, very, very, very off guard. I'll have questions, but not right away. You've given me a lot here. I need to sort through this, and then I'll definitely come back to you.
Okay.
And she will step through the portal.
As you start walking through, in your minds, you just hear gentle weeping. And just to the right of the portal, from seemingly nowhere, about 3 foot in the air, there's just water droplets that are just falling out of nothing and then just hitting the ground. And yeah, you step through the portal.
Right, so
Do I notice this water dripping?
I mean, how much attention are you paying?
I mean, I'm walking.
It's not far away from the
right...
portal, and you do hear suspicious crying noises in your mind.
Do I see this water, DM?
I'd say if it's right next to the portal, sure. Given the noises would draw your attention.
About 2 feet from where the water's dropping, I will just backhand the air and then walk through the portal.
You feel something, although you might have to roll for that.
Yeah, con save because you're in his face.
Hunter's got gloves on.
Oh, that's true. You're alright.
Yeah, you definitely hit something, but it feels more rigid than you expect. It was surprisingly ready.
What?
Seemingly used to this course of action.
What are you on about?
Josh!
I did not get flown away. I did not get flung by your hit.
No, I'm just surprised that I flung and hit something very hard that was at the ready.
Always. You know Ribbit's naked, right? You know Ribbit's naked, right?
Would I have passed Ribbit as I went in the portal, or is he like in front
Yeah,
of me?
but he has a stealth check of 34, so neither of you saw him. Like,
I've also spent a psychic dice and I'm invisible.
Of course you have. Right, I'm just going to walk through the portal.
I don't have many of them either, and it was totally worth it.
Okay, as you guys, you three step through the portal, a few minutes after everybody else, I think we're going to take an early break and have our 5-minute break here. As you have to wait and see what's on the other side. See you in 5 minutes, guys.
What did you cook, Josh?
Enchiladas, but I made them. I had them in the thing, and I was about to put them in the oven, and I was like, oh shit, I've not grated the cheese, and then I realized I didn't have cheese. So I had to run. That's why I had to BRB, because I had to run to the shop downstairs and buy cheese.
You did not.
Because it's quite important.
Oh,
so yeah. It was quite convenient though, because it was the perfect time for Thog to make all their reintroductions. I was like, perfect. While everyone's busy, I'm going to sneak away.
Wait, what?
Did you miss when Thog returned?
I literally came when the amulet thing happened. I was back 10 seconds before that.
Oh yeah, so a glowing portal appeared, and Thog walked out of it and was like, "Yo, Wagwan, how's Strict?" That's why Lewis is also in the call now.
Yeah, my Discord's fucked. Like every time I open it, I've got my computer in such a way where it's only using 96% of its CPU.
Thank God.
So yeah, Microsoft Edge peaked at 13 gigabytes of CPU, like RAM.
Bro, this is why you need Opera GX. Okay, you can set a limit.
Nah, I'm just gonna get a Mac, bro.
You only get 1 gig. Boom, problem solved.
We tried not crypto mining with Edge.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Hunter is a crypto bro, to be fair.
Mate, the next campaign of Crypto Bros happening. Every time we I think back of our adventures and stuff, I always picture have you ever played the game Army of Two?
Oh yes. Yeah.
It is literally that. All the time.
The next one is going to be Eberron. It's going to be right, guys. These spell shards are actually worth money.
Oh, we ventured to Eberron in this one, haven't we? Multiple times.
Oh yeah, we have been to Eberron. That's where we got our special Chosen One scars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for some reason.
Yeah, for the first time in their history.
So
we have a habit of doing that.
Yeah, I mean, we did save their entire small town.
Very true. Well, I mean, you say we. I spent the better part of an hour and a half chasing
climbing a fucking wall.
Yeah, I spent a good solid amount of time chasing that fucking dragon.
Yeah, you dealt a little bit of damage, I think.
I'm pretty sure I stabbed it at some point. I think I jumped on it, which didn't go well for me.
No, it did not.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, you landed on the edge of a walkway that had a fucking massive drop, and you rolled, and you literally just succeeded.
Yeah. felt like a good idea at the time.
I'm sure it did. That's the
same as
motto of
Steelix.
Void Boys, though.
Steelix was the same. Where I was like, yeah, we'll jump on it. And then I was like, oh, it's just going to eat me. And then when it did eat me, it did like fucking 4d6 of acid damage per turn.
You took
Was
like, I think it was like 13 potions of healing then.
Yeah, literally, I chugged like all of like Superior's greater. Like I must have done like over $1,000 in healing potions in like 6 turns.
At least.
Yeah, it got to the point where I was using my bonus action and my action to drink potions.
Then you knocked it unconscious. You climbed out of its mouth. I healed it for like 3 health. You tried to capture it. It didn't work, so I hit it, made it unconscious again. I did not like. It was 9 times we did that because I had 3 Pokeballs left, and when Lineker rolled the final one in the chat, they were both like 2s and 5s or something. And we actually got it, and he was like, "Oh, you got a Steelix now." I did not account for this.
You were not supposed to do that.
Yeah, it was your 1 in. Was it like 5 in 1, 5% chance that?
Yeah, it was like 95 and above or something, or like 93 to 97 or something. Was falls asleep, and it was literally the only thing that stopped it.
Yeah, if it reached half hit points, it would have gone to Mega Steelix.
Oh my god! Imagine. To be fair, he was very nice that when we woke it up and healed it a point, it didn't just automatically turn into Mega Steelix.
No, it was because of the way it was worded. It says if it reaches half health.
Oh.
And it never did while it was conscious.
Surprisingly standard.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just the Void Boy way! Oh, I can't.
Fucking...
Go on. I was just saying, I didn't activate my armor once, and I didn't take 1 point of damage that entire last fight.
You were in a different circle to them the whole fight.
Mate, I took 15 points of damage in that fight.
I died twice.
I took 15 points of damage, and I think I dealt like 400.
Yeah.
I got insta-killed from like 80 odd health.
And then you got lightning bolt dead daying.
Yeah. And then I got stabbed again.
The book, bro. The book.
The book. Oh my god, the book. The fucking synchronized res.
Realized how dangerous the Draconic Cry could be until Liam started playing.
Yeah. Imagine that. Yeah.
No, as in with the Draconic Cry, advantage on every single attack. I'm like,
yeah, buddy.
Shit.
Yeah, buddy. Like, I've got my oath allows me to give myself advantage against something. So like the way I've figured out in my head is like you could just set me off as like the angry dog. Like if somebody casts haste on me, I can cast darkness on myself and then run at the thing. And in dark vision that I can see out of, like in magical darkness that I can see through perfectly myself, and just start swinging at them. Like,
Josh, check your Facebook.
Are we all back?
yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe.
I know Chris is just listening for the moment. Okay, cool. As those of you who stepped through the portal straight away, as you step through, there is a blinding flash of golden light. And you feel yourself pulled and immediately shunted to a halt. At the other end, as you step out, you find yourselves at the top of a very large set of stairs. You appear to be on a kind of a hill, very rocky exterior to it, and very unnatural in its shape. It's a bit too perfect. Down the stairs to the bottom, to the east of you, you see a large sprawl of pristine buildings. It's like a city, only perfectly spaced out. Nothing seems cramped. Everything seems ornate and beautiful. It's like the perfect cross between city and quaint village. Only there's a kind of might and an imperialness to it as well. Lots of stone and metal trim worked into like the quaint woodenness to some structures. At the other end, looking upwards, you see a large circular, almost like palace structure. It sits with a moat surrounding it, walkways stretching out into 4 different sections around the top of this hill. All seem to be a religious complex sitting in each. I'll give you a slight view of what the surroundings look like from this map. Lila, you know instantly. You're in Theoxino. It looks slightly different to what you remember it. The beauty is tainted slightly as well, as you can tell from an instant that this is a lot quieter than it usually is. You don't see anyone walking around in the town below. And the buildings and even the temples, they do seem disused. They're not withering away, they're not broken or anything like that, but you can tell that they've not been maintained for a while. And the palace in the centre of the moat in front of you, that you know to be the Grey Court, it seems more dilapidated than most. There are actual signs of damage there. However, none of that is what is most pressing to you all. As you've stepped out here, there is a final small step of stairs up to where this circular path leads in front of you. And stood just at the top of that small set of stairs, there is a ring of individuals who seem to have been mid-conversation and have all stopped as you have stepped through this portal. One individual instantly begins walking up to you, snapping their attention to you. Long black hair billowing down her back, and at her side, her hand is twitching and pulsing with purple static-like electricity, preparing a spell. She has a frown on her face. She does not look happy. This individual is easily over 10 feet tall, towering above you, and as she gets to the top of the stairs, there is a call from the back. Leave them be. They are with the Morning Lord. And with my champion. As the voice of Oteo beckons out, this tenseness that you all felt for a moment seems to subside as the individual stops and lowers their hand, eyeing you all up before slowly beginning to return to the group. Now that this moment of panic is over, you are getting a better look at these individuals. It takes you a moment for some of them, but you do know roughly who all of them are. Thog is in front of you and is giving a bow to a very tall man in white and gold armour stood at the top of the stairs on the left. He gives a nod back as this 15-foot giant of a man clearly is in the semblance and the image of the Morning Lord. On the other side, of them, there's some more like almost goblin-like creature, like curls itself around the edge of the stairs, hunched over and large still. It takes you a moment, but with the symbolage around their head, you can see from religious experiences, text, and exposure of your past, Baal is stood on the other set of stairs. Working around the circle, from left to right, taking in this visage, you see Selune, the god of life. You see Mistra, the god of magic. Timora, the god of luck. What appears to be a cloak floating on its own, staff in hand, but no visible personage wearing it. You can tell is probably that of Saphirus. Stood next to him in a small velociraptor form, you see Ubteo, an individual that Eve has met many times and some of you have had interactions with in the past. Next to him, Tia, you recognise an individual. Small and with red hair. This gnome, you've seen them before. As in the moment where you briefly went to the afterlife, this individual is surely Gond, the god of craftsmanship. Sylvanus stands next to him, and next to Sylvanus, a white pale mask adorns that of the Raven Queen. And finally, the individual who approached you with fear and anger in their eyes, Gar, the god of death. A few more individuals, clearly mortals, stand between the figures gathered here, stood in front of their respective gods. Maybe champions, maybe followers. It's hard to tell in the moment. But as you stand there taking in this sight, the Morning Lord beckons and Ubteo calls out, "Come, Eve, bring your friends. We have much to discuss." It's at this point that the other three individuals pop through the portal and are met with the same sight.
Hunter will do a quick once over of everybody he sees, and he'd know that the Velociraptor was Ubteo, wouldn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
He will not freeze, but sort of half come to attention, as if like he can't believe he's seen him again because he's not seen him since Chult. And he'll do like a small nod. I'm assuming as he's already turned away and walking away.
He will. The Velociraptor seems to give you a nod and a smile, and you hear in your head for a brief moment, "You are not my champion, but I will grant you the same respect that my other would."
Thank you. Hunter's so confused.
What are you all doing?
Ribbit becomes visible and his jaw is on the floor as his eyes spiral around inside his skull. Very confused at what the hell is going on. Wisa back in Wisa reality or not? How Wisa speak to you, sir? Someone please explain. Please.
The Morning Lord will step forward, smiling down at you all, his eyes golden, and as he speaks, it's not necessarily his words, but there is like a soothing, gentle, almost emotion that falls over you all. It's like someone wrapping your insides in a nice blanket with every word that comes out of his mouth. He says, "Thog has told of your expertise. While we are powerful, we are not all-knowing, despite what some of us would have you believe." And he gives subtle side-eye to the opposite side of the circle. "Anything you know about Lilalia may be useful to our conversations. She has begun making her move, and those on the Sword Coast are in disarray. After the death curse, after her first movements, at your council meeting. There is not an organized resistance against her. We are here to see if we can change that.
That's kind of exactly what we have been looking for, to be honest. We were thinking of gathering allies and such if we needed to go up against her. We can certainly share what we know, but to be honest, it's a whole lot of theories, but no kind of great trajectory. Perhaps you could, excuse the pun, but shed some light on it for us if we give you what we know or what we think.
Please, do. And he takes a step back and gestures for you all to join this uneasy huddle that they have made.
Nice to meet you, good sirs and ladies.
Yeah, I think there's generally just a sense of awe and nervousness coming to join these literal gods at the table, so to speak.
Matt, you did mention that some of them are 10 feet tall, right?
Yes, all of them seem to be various different heights. The Morning Lord, Selune, Shard, Mistra, Sylvanas, Savras, and the Raven Queen all seem to be almost in a essentially a dick measuring contest. They're all between 10 and 15 feet tall each. Whereas Timora, Gond, and Obteo seem to have chosen a smaller, more mortal-sized and less imposing form.
Okay, so that's 3 to 5 times the height of Tia. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with Ribbit, who is now sat uncomfortably close to the Morning Lord's legs. Not the first time he's met gods, so he's now past the initial shock and is like, okay, it's another day in the office.
Hi, Gaunt. I'm your big fan.
Hello again, Tia. It was good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
No hard feelings about choosing to go back, eh?
No, as you can see, I can make more inventions, so that's always good.
And you'll have even more to add to our crafting circles when we see you again. Hopefully not for many years, though.
Well, if it's possible, I could always send something over. If that's okay, of course.
It doesn't quite work that way, little one.
Oh, well. Aside from mechanics, I'm not really that good with anything else, to be fair.
You hear as Shah is glaring at you and Gond, waiting for something of substance to be added. You can tell that she's the least happy to be here.
One moment, sir, please, lady. So you are saying there's a no-god delivery service. Misa seeing a gap in the market. Hunter, we need to strike this business opportunity. God mail.
Please
God
ignore.
mail. Write it down. Write it in user book.
Please ignore my small friend. He's very nervous. But
I look up at the Morning Lord and say, Misa will sort you out.
You were saying before about sharing things we know about Lilalia. To speed this up, is there some aspect of her plan, actions, purpose that you're wanting more information on, maybe we can gather those specific points. If you've already got something sorted, we don't want to go over it again. But is there anything you would specifically like to know, or any questions you have?
An individual stood in front of the Raven Queen steps forward. You have met this person before, though in more armor and wearing a mask previously. We know that she is trying to ascend to godhood. We want to stop her. It is causing all sorts of problems on the Prime Material. We are unsure if it is also causing the magical phenomenon. But she cannot be allowed to ascend. We know that much, for a start.
Yes.
She is currently making plays both at Candlekeep and, well, we don't know where, but somewhere on the Prime Material. Her forces have abandoned this place, and we have heard from followers of respective gods here that, for the most part, she has vacated Sigil. She plans to make her move.
Yes, we were under the same impression that it's a very time-sensitive problem we have now. We've made a point of trying to disrupt as much as humanly possible. We've put a stop to quite a lot of her plans, and we've slowed her down. But we're stuck on. Besides taking her out, we were not really too sure on how we can stop what's going on.
Oh, you have indeed slowed her down. We believe the reason her forces go to Candlekeep now, some of them at least, are to try and acquire the knowledge she lacks. The knowledge she lacks because you deprived her of a certain book, I believe.
Ribbit starts laughing uncontrollably.
Yes, there's mainly this one here, and they just shoves the blame completely onto him just in case they get mad.
Ribbit is very excited, like pointing at himself.
We assumed that since, well, the nature of what this book was, we assumed it would be key in her plans. You said that she sent forces to a place to sort of recuperate the knowledge she's missing. What form would that be in? Is it another book? Is it what is it she's looking for?
We do not know, but we do not believe even she knows. It's only a small detachment, but Candlekeep is the source of all knowledge on the Sword Coast. It is the biggest library in the world. If what she seeks is anywhere, it may be there. But there is no comparison to the Book of Vile Darkness.
No, I assume not. But we think the thing she wanted from it was Vecna's notes on Ascension. I think is what we kind of determined that was what it was going to be used for. I'm sure you came to the same conclusion. So she must be looking for Ascension knowledge, or some way of getting around that.
Oh, that she is! A disembodied voice echoes across the circle. My secrets. Secrets I do not give up lightly. Stepping in out of a shadow that forms behind Shah, you see a dark cloak first appear, followed by spindly arms and legs, a almost deprived of water looking face. I forget the descriptive name for this. And a rib cage, that's the word. and a ribcage partly made out of armor, as another god joins this circle. Clearly visible and clearly identifiable from your trips inside the Shard of the Shadowfell, you see Vecna.
What's up?
It's
Or
quite
you
the
would.
party we got going on here. I don't think we've seen a cast of characters like this since my Mimo had a family reunion a few years back. May I ask? I think we're probably more in the dark than you are. Is there anything you, being gods and all, can fill us in on, other than what you have done already?
Vecna, stepping forward into this circle, who I cannot for the life of me get the token on the screen for. Give me one sec. There we go. Smiles down at all of you and says, "I'll get the book off you later, don't worry." You can see that there's an unease gripping the gods around this circle. I know some of you have spoken about how they're maybe not the biggest fans of the Raven Queen due to her ascension. Clearly that is trebled for Vecna in their presence. She seeks to ascend just like I did, making all the mistakes that I did, and more. She will not get my secrets. But maybe that is a problem for all of you, and all of your little followers down there. The world is dying. The prime material is cracking open. And this Lelalia wants to ascend to godhood and save it. What if you do stop her? Who is then there to save it?
Well, we don't know that she's going to save it. That's what she says, and that's what you're saying. But for what the track record shows with her, she is evil. She's brainwashing an entire people into believing that she is a god when she is in fact not. But is it possible, and I'll phrase this more away from Vecna, but still like side-eyeing him, like, could an action that she takes to prevent these rifts cause more damage, or is she, if she does try and fix it, is that something that she can do?
Vecna walks up to you and leans down and puts his face right in your face and says, "Yes and no. As my former mortal friend over here will know, not all ascensions are equal. Some of us are granted more power than others, some of us barely make it over the line, and some of us, well, the brainwashing has gone quite far indeed," as he gestures to the Morning Lord and Selune.
So what you're saying is, if she does ascend, she could be the most powerful being to ever ascend?
No. But if she does ascend, she may be strong. She may be strong enough to save the world. She may not. But I believe that I believe that you already know the answer. You all stand here saying, "Oh, we do not know what threatens the world. It is Lilalia." She is the cause, is she not? And if she is not the cause, then let her ascend. She can fix it. If she is the cause, let her ascend. She can fix it. All of you try and stop mortals from reaching for higher heights. Who's next? Are you going to stop the mortals here? They are at a conference with gods. Are they next on your list? The next problems to squash. You're in a dangerous place, mortals. They do not like aspiration here.
My aspirations are very down to earth. I just want to live my life. I've got no pretensions of godhood. You all got problems I don't want any part in. One question we do have is, if you say Vecna, is it? You say that if she becomes so powerful, she can stop it if she ascends. Question I have for y'all, and he points to the gods. How come if she becomes a god, she can stop it? How come y'all can't? Because there's a fresh god, no experience coming up. Surely you can do something about it, or if she can, what makes her so different?
Ribbit's eyes slowly travel from Moreau to the rest of the gods.
Mistra very solemnly speaks up as Vecna grins. We are trapped here on the far side of the gate. We can send power to our followers, to our worshippers, yes. But the vast majority of our beings, we can only watch. We cannot directly influence that goes on the prime material. If our power cannot cross the gate, then we cannot use it to seal these rifts. We cannot use it to stop what is going on. They are the very fabric of reality ripping. Even I cannot influence them through the weave because they destroy it and warp it wherever they go. It's a magic of creation, not of my doing.
You'll have to forgive me and my small friend here, but where we're from, there is no divine gate. You yourself visited me and my friend here and warned us of a power we obtained and not to abuse it. So
yes, we have met most of you.
Yeah, this idea of a gate it's hard to get our head around, really.
Then maybe it was wrong to invite such small minds here. I do not mean that in any offensive way, but this is a problem of epic proportion. Maybe they are out of their depth. And she's saying this to the Morning Lord and glancing at Upteo at the same time.
If I may, if the fabric of reality itself, if it is connected to the weave in some way, it is rippling, correct? Tearing in places. Well, if we don't manage to stop her, it becomes too damaged. Like any other piece of fabric, you might replace it. No, one of the things that I thought about was what if there is a way to just replace the whole thing? Surely with the power of all of your followers, all of your champions, something not to pull it all together, no?
Replace the prime material.
Whatever is being torn, surely can be replaced.
The prime material was created by Ao. We have no power compared to the power to create a world. And even if we did, we cannot give up on the souls down there. They look to us for guidance. They look to us to save them. And we must. Sylvanus speaks up that there are plenty of innocent beings down there. The creatures that dwell in your forests, your livestock, all the life that teems in the oceans. They have no part in your mortal ways, nor the meddlesome tactics of some want-to-be god. The innocent must be saved. We will not give up on them. And he's giving you like a cold stare, Lavender.
What if? Oh, you go on.
That's okay. Go ahead.
What if, speaking entirely hypothetically, what if Issa were possible to collect objects which may or may not be AO? If we were able to provide you with what we name shards of AO, do you think Yusa could do something? Or maybe Risa could. Maybe Risa don't even need Yusa.
I mean, we have wielded the power ourselves before.
Is it true? Actually, yeah, we said don't even need Yusa guys. Yusa guys, don't worry about it.
Well, it nearly killed us doing it, so I'm sure you'll have better luck, but we have found references to these gems that we found being the remnants of our Ao, because his fate differed from what happens in this reality. In our reality, he's scattered, and we believe his essence, his power, was separated into stones, and when united, have the power of Ao. We were wondering
Yes, Yusa can change reality.
Yeah,
with a snap of Yusa fingers.
If you had that, is there a way you could help?
As we say, we do not know the direct cause of these rifts. So, with an unknown cause and an unknown power of which you speak, I cannot answer you. Do you even know where these items are?
We know where one of them is, at least it's in the possession of Lalalia. But maybe the reason none of us know the cause, yourselves included, is because maybe it hasn't happened yet.
As you say that, Vecna gives you a very wry smile. I like this one. The other gods
That's
seem
a
to
good
look a
sign.
bit confused and are looking towards you all for an explanation. What did you say, Josh?
Oh, just that's a good sign. When anytime Vecna looks at you and smiles, that can only be good.
Yeah, one of the things we was discussing was the possibility of perhaps the effect is going backwards through time. Maybe her ascension is what causes the rifts.
As I said, she's copying all my mistakes. I thought I was doomed. I thought I'd failed when those pesky little adventurers banished me to this side of the gate. But even then, as my power was manifesting, the world around me was breaking. Only in small amounts, but I could sense it. And once I was here, on this side, I could see where I went wrong. Ao was very crafty with that gate. It's not just a gate. It is a condition. A clause. We cannot step there, for if we do, our followers die with the world. But that is not the most fun part. You're still missing the entertainment. The reason why you should let her go on with her plans. If she ascends, yes, the world may break. But if she realizes her power there, maybe she can fix it. But the problem comes with if she doesn't ascend. Or if her ascension is not entire, and the problem persists. Without her there as a god, who will save you? Do you risk it all, my fellow gods? Do you risk stopping her? Do you risk not stopping her? I apologize, I am not here to help. I just wanted to witness this.
I'll look him like questioningly.
So, hypothetically, what would happen if she, say, ascended on, I don't know, this side of the gate?
Nothing. She would ascend.
Oh.
But
And
she's
then-
doing it over there, so some here cannot stop her. And he looks over towards Shah.
But if we got her to this side, you could stop her, correct?
And I'll question that more towards everybody else other than the guy who doesn't want to help me.
They all look at each other before shrugging and nodding. Some of them seem a bit more reserved about that idea than others.
Lady Shaw. Sundering.
Mhm.
Lady Shaw, she was just extremely keen to do all of this without your knowledge in particular. And one thing that we've always wondered is how much truth there is in this book of Silver Mist in comparison to what happened. Can you shed light on that and your experience with her?
She glances down at the individual stood in front of her. Clearly immortal, clad in black leather and half-plate armor, who steps forward towards you all and addresses you on Shah's behalf. Lelalia was a former servant of our mistress, a servant of the darkness, who got a little too ambitious. She has been avoiding my lady for quite a while now, on her little path to godhood. She will not succeed. We will stop her. We will make her pay for her betrayal. No matter what following she has accrued, god or not. This is why she has fled this place. To try to ascend to God in the eyes of the Dark One. No. This would never be allowed. She's a rat. She must be drawn out from where she hides and slain. You can see there's like physical anger manifesting in this person as well. As opposed to the book. Fiction. Sure, some names are real, some places, some variations on true themes, true historical events, but a war against Shah? Preposterous. For any who would try would die. And he glances over towards Selune and Mistra.
But Lavender will turn to Lila and say, "Then what does that make your tranquil watcher?"
It's at this point when the Lavender asks all these questions. Lila takes a couple steps forward and goes, well, in regards to that, I suppose. And Lila looks over at Selune, at Savras, at the Raven Queen, at Shah, then at Vax'Ordan, and then at Shah's champion, and goes, there are a few of you here who I offer my humblest and most sincerest of apologies to what I now know and understand being the murder of quite a few of your followers. I apologize for those actions. I was deep in the lady's clutches at those times, and I will shuffle between the 7'5" fucking monster and the guy in the top hat. So I do offer my sincerest of apologies. Those deaths are on my hands, and I can only apologize for making the mistake of following Lilavia.
As you are talking, you catch the eye of Vax'Ordan, and as you do, he's just giving you a friendly but sincere, very subtle shake of the head of just skip over it. It's fine. Like, he's not affronted by what you're saying, but clearly is trying to, like, you know, like friends try and give each other signals from across a crowded room.
Yeah.
He's trying to be like, change topic
Mm-hmm.
in his expression.
But there is, and I'll give him like a little nod as I kind of look away from him back towards the Morning Lord. But as Lavender was saying, her counterpart, the Tranquil Watcher, I recently, about 20 minutes ago, contacted what I believe to be him, and from all signs that we received, it seemed like he was willing to help in the stopping of the Lalia. And I suppose, to the best of my knowledge of what I do know, if there is anything that you want to ask about this place or the workings of the faith that you might not know, I suppose I can offer what little stunted, limited knowledge of it that I do know, because I don't know what's a lie and what's a truth from what I've been told and growing up as knowing.
Lune steps forward slightly, catching your attention, and says, your transgressions are not on trial here, little one. We have bigger problems at hand. They're what we can forgive, gesturing to those by her side. We will. Your tranquil watcher stays behind. It still rests in your grey court over there. abandoned, powerless, and just as corrupt as ever. It has no place in this circle, but you may do what you wish. For the time being, our main concerns are moving as many soldiers, arcanists, any loyal patrons or devotees to anybody here, moving them against Lalalia. We have little interest in her faith, just in what she is doing and what she plans. We are currently trying to mobilize some of our forces in Sigil. We believe that she's reinforcing herself from the mortuary there. But the Lady of Pain does not allow our kind there, and attempting to transport into Sigil, this is not something she would allow en masse for the purposes that we require. We have to try and get our followers who are already there by coincidence to move against her. The prime material we are spreading. Go on.
Apologies to interrupt. May I ask, do we know why the Lady of Pain is helping her, or at least allowing her to be based there?
Not exactly, no. If the Lady of Pain, she does not work like us. She is more of a force of nature than a conscious being, though she does manifest as such. Her motivations are not clear, but I do not see how the prime material's destruction would be to her benefit. She must have had her reasons. And if Vecna is to be believed, which I must say is a stretch, if Lalalia is the only one that can save the prime material, maybe the Lady of Pain was allowing her to do so. I know Vecna here has had his problems in Sigil. The Lady of Pain was not too pleased. That was a long time ago. She does normally rally against those who try to tip their hand into godhood.
You said that maybe she's allowing her to be in Sigil because she may think she can save the prime material. But if that was the case, when me and my friend here we transported into Sigil, and the Lady of Pain came to us as we were going through. She simply nodded and let us through. She must have known our intentions were to stop Lalalia. Those two, that won't add up, right?
Shisa was very nice lady. Sharp dresser.
Well, as I say, we cannot say for certain the causes or solutions to this problem. Maybe the Lady of Pain is no different. Aiding both sides because you do not know which to support. I cannot say for certain. But we must move against her now if we are to stop her. And I'm sure I speak for those around me, at least those with a conscience, that stopping her from ascending is our only path forward.
We also came to that conclusion, I think, as a group.
Yes.
Mainly because we can't think of another way. But one question I did have, she has the Eye of Zoltak. Do you know? Obviously, she's using it to bring back her dead followers, her generals, etc. we found a mortuary in Sigil with a lot of dead bodies in it and such. Is there a limitation on who or what you can bring back with the Eye of Zoltek? Because if she kills, 5,000 people, she can bring someone back who lived over 5,000 years ago. I was just wondering what the limitations on that could be.
Vecna smiles and says, "Oh, so she did take that from my apprentice. How quaint. No, little one, there are very few limitations on that particular item. This is from the old times, like me." And he grins once again.
So, what you're
So, for
saying
example,
is... Go on.
No, go ahead.
So, what you're saying is, if it was used in such a way, could it be used to bring back, I don't know, say, a god?
Gods do not die. Not in that sense. So no.
What about two of her, and he uses quotation marks, honored saints, who might be, we might have, killed?
The Morning Lord speaks up, saying, "This is why we are trying to move against the mortuary in Sigil. Stavros here tells us that with the diminishing chronoturgy magic found within the rifts, lessening and lessening over time, if this is truly a countdown to the end, we have a day, maybe two. We need to act now."
That's shortly. Okay, yeah.
So, how do we stop an ascension?
Is there anything you could direct us towards? Tell us about? Yeah, anything you could think of that
Ribbit
would
says
aid
that directly
us?
to Vecna.
Any powerful magical items you could, give us to protect ourselves, or,
Every single being in this circle turns their head to you, Moreau, and just raises an eyebrow.
That's why I didn't phrase it like that.
I mean, let's be direct here. Time is of the essence. We'll give them back afterwards.
Oh, little mortals. You still haven't figured it out. They are here to save themselves. To save themselves, they must save their followers. To do that, saving the world, their power goes to their followers. They use your words, they may use you to help them in their little schemes. Yes, to attack the mortuary, to stop her invasion of Candlekeep. Great plans. But they are not here for you. They don't care if you live or die. Only that Lalalia is stopped.
Well,
Trust me,
I mean,
if
the
they
deal
had
with
power
my
to
man-
give, it would not be to you. And he kind of looks. He kind of looks to the rest of the circle to challenge what he's saying. Go on.
Moreau at this point kind of opens his jacket, and there's like several different holy symbols there. He goes, I can always convert. I'm very happy to be here. Believe in whatever you want.
I do on the subject of what Vecna has said. You haven't. I must say as well, you haven't changed much since your mortal self. And his mortal self did agree that we should let her ascend to potentially fix what is happening. But on the subject of sending power, one question after breaking free of the faith has always plagued me, I mean, given the reputation and the reverence and the stories and the legends of a certain individual here, if what the person we've been trying to stop has led a great number of people to believe, then why didn't you do more to stop her and her followers before all this happened? And I'll turn my head towards Shah. In the
Again,
book, it's the war that is spoken of, the Tranquil Watcher slaughtering unknown numbers of your followers, and yet you would allow this to be printed and taught to people as gospel and spread this out to other people in the lands. It boggles my mind. And I'm just like direct eye contact with her while I'm talking.
The champion steps forward once again. Those who serve darkness should always have aspiration in their hearts. Those who serve my lady should always strive to overpower her. They should always strive to be king of the hill. But they never will be, for they are not Shah. Lelalia's machinations were an amusement to my lady. They were useful to my lady. Her darkness, while she served my lady, was amusing and useful. No matter the lies she spreads, she has overstepped her bounds when she decided to step out of my lady's gaze. She has overstepped her bounds when she went after the ritual of seeding. Her amusement is at an end, her usefulness is at an end, so now it will be ended. And may I make a suggestion, coming from my own voice now, former child of Silvermist. Do not take that tone with a god. For while it is beneath her to strike you down, I will not hesitate to do so. Watch your place, advisor. And he steps back in, again, like at attention stance in front of Shah.
But I'm only asking a question that nobody here has asked. Surely we've all thought it.
Lavender sends a message to the Slippy switchboard just saying, "Remember where we are and what we're with."
He simply just responds, "Do not test me, child."
If I may, you said about your followers and such. Are you aware that the rifts all emanate from this reality and breach out to others? There's not one rift that doesn't have one side that goes to this reality. Are you aware of that?
Mistra nods her head.
Okay. So, by that logic, are you able to reach through the rifts, like your influence, or does it stop?
Our influence does indeed stop at the rifts. Our followers may take some through, if should they explore another world. Our powers latched onto them, but no part of us can reach the prime material, so no part of us can go through any of these rifts.
The point I was trying to make was, surely there are followers of yourselves in these other realities. Are they linked? Is there a link between you, or is it not like that?
Obteo speaks up. Unfortunately, it is not like that, champion of my other. We are not the same. We are not one. I can feel his presence on you, but I am not him.
I see. It's not a question that I have, but my small friend here, he has, I think, something quite important to ask. Rivet, I can't articulate it as well as you.
Is not often someone say this, sir. Great and powerful gods. He jumps to his feet and starts bowing. Misa, graciously request a bit of clarity, as we, sir, are foreigners in Yusa world. We, sir, have been doing lots of reading to learn about Yusa world, and we, sir, have noticed recently that there's certain events that seems to only be recorded in different places. Wisa reality only have the Sword Coast area. Yusa guys have the other side with and Daria and that place.
Exandria.
Thanking you, Salila. Wisa no have Exandria, but Wisa have noticed that events such as the Calamity seem to only be recorded in places like Exandria and not on the Sword Coast. And while Misa have the ears of the gods, Misa thought Misa might ask if Yusa knew why. Misa, thank you for your time.
They all just look to each other, a bit puzzled, and turn to you and say, if this is the Morning Lord, our world has always been this way. Maybe yours is just different.
So, global events are only recorded on half of Yusa Globe?
Again, they look confused, and they... Go on.
Well, I was just going to say that we're noticing that recent books use both date systems from Sword Coast side and Exandria side, and these are books refer to all events. But when we are reading old books, they no do this. Only certain continents tell certain events, even though these events would affect everyone. Wisa would think.
Breath speaks up with a wispy voice, saying, "We cannot account for the misrecordings of mortals. Their records are shoddy. And why this is relevant to us, I do not see."
Well, Misa just looking for causes for this rift problem, since Wisa have to fix. And Misa thought this was very strange. Because Wisa no have, Exandria. So Misa thought maybe the gods would have some insight on why city mortals no write down everything. But if you said no, why half the planet decide not to record events? Misa understand if Yusa cannot provide this information. Misa thanking Yusa for Yusa time.
They do look confused, and most of them seem to just shrug off what you're saying. You can see the wispy form of Savras and Mistra do ponder slightly. They seem to be in thought about it, but quickly return to the present moment. Clearly kind of pushing that thought aside, they basically have no idea what you're talking about.
Interesting.
These gods are useless. To be clear, that was said out of character. But these gods are fucking useless. I don't even know why they're here. Like, what they're saying is, we have to do everything, and then they called us small brain.
I have.
That was said in Riddle, right?
No, that was. There's no slippiness in that voice. That's why the slippy voice exists, because I say dumb shit like this.
I have a question for y'all. So, tall, dark, and bony there, and he points to Vecna, says that seemingly her ascension will cause these, is the cause of these rifts, as we suspect. So if she ascends on the prime material, that will cause this. If we stop her, now I'm not the smartest individual, but if we stop that event, then then surely we stop the rifts from forming in the first place. You being gods and all, and might know a lot more than I do, would you assume that that would be correct?
Vecna grins and says, "Perhaps that would make sense. But I am not the god of time, so who knows? Maybe we should ask him." Oh, he's not speaking to anybody right now, is he? The first god with a backbone, turning his back on those who fail him. Maybe it will stop the rifts. Maybe it will save the world. Oh, little dark one. But what if you only hinder her? What if you try, and all you do is botch her ascension, and you're left with the problem of the rifts, and a god not strong enough to stop them? What then?
I
I'll
come
look
back
at.
to my original point earlier of saying if all these lot give us some nice magical weapons, we might be able to do something about it.
At that, Selune steps forward again, and with a bit more of a harsh tone says, "I believe we are wasting time here. As Everest has said, we have 2 days at most. We need to put our plans into action now. If you mortals have nothing else to add, I believe we should commence with our set plans. Move our followers now."
I do agree with you, Lady Selune, in a sense. What I'm garnering here is that we all want to stop the Valia. We all want to stop whatever's happening with the rifts, but those might be two objectives that counteract one another. You said that you all need to know what's happening, and to does anybody here actually have any idea of what she is attempting to do next, like the next part of her plan?
I assume it would be to replace the knowledge from the Book of Vile Darkness, since that's, I think, the only piece she's missing. I think they mentioned before about her going to a certain place to recover or attempt to see. Yeah, right. I assume she's going there.
So, but are we sure that that's what she's going to Candlekeep for, or is that just speculation? And Lila will just kind of look at the gods one by one as she says this for an answer.
If she has those shards, she has the knowledge to ascend already. Without my book, she may lack the knowledge to interpret it.
Right, okay, so...
It's difficult to say whether she could accomplish it without it, but I certainly could.
So, this is the question, do we give her the book or do we not? We need to decide now whether the plan is to help her ascend or to stop her from ascending. And this is us, all of you followers. If we're going to do this, then we need to do this in a unified front. So what is the actual plan decision here?
You are asking whether you can give away my book. Is that right, little one? Should you not be asking for my permission?
Well, if you're on board with plan have her ascend, then that's part of the plan, isn't it?
I'm only messing with you.
I
Yeah, he
can
doesn't
Do with
know
it
the
what
I
you
do.
will. I care not. This meeting tires me. I will vacate now. You can scurry along, do with the book what you wish. I will watch from afar and enjoy myself. Have fun with the end of the world.
Wait, one more thing. You said that she's following your mistakes in her ascension. Well, what type of mistake might prevent her from ascending?
My mistake was ascending on the prime material.
Mm-hmm.
For if I was not banished, we would likely be in the same scenario now. I did not want to be a god ruler over nothingness and death. Not in that sense, anyway. And he smiles again. What is there to rule, if it is just you trapped beyond a gate and no world? But now I am here. And, well, the suffering of others does bring me joy. I will watch with delight as you all struggle against the end. Farewell, mortals. He begins to disappear, black in a thick smoke that he arrived in, and just as he does, he glances over to Shah and simply says, I would watch that one if I was you. And just his eyes just lock onto Lila. And then he disappears.
Ribbit waves wildly. Bye-bye. Thank you, sir.
Oh, I
Very nice man.
friend.
The Morning Lord will kneel down to all of you, kind of doing his best to get on your level. And looking to Thog and looking to the rest of you, will simply say, if you have any more information that may aid in our plans or change them, I implore you to speak now, for we must make our move.
I have one idea to throw y'all this direction. What if we help her in inverted commas? We let her know that if she follows Vecna's mistakes and ascends on this plane, then that's what causes the rifts. So we get her to try and ascend here, on this side of the Divine Gate, and then as she's doing it, y'all come and beat her all up, and we'll aid where we can, fight off her followers, do that. If she completes the ascension, well, prime material's all good, but if she doesn't, well then she's a bit of a goner.
It's a great plan. Unfortunately, she has been around the machinations of gods for some time. She's likely aware that stepping outside of the prime material, stepping outside that gate, if not in sigil, she would be immediately under threat from us. If she
Is there any way-
believes you, she may stop her plans, but she would never step out here again. Not without the power of a god on her side. She would know that that would be the end for her.
But if she believes that if she ascends inside the divine gate, it will destroy the prime material, she then would know that she would have nothing to. She would have no followers. She would have nothing.
And
Surely
what
she
makes
might,
her-
surely she might take that risk then, because why would she want to ascend if not to have followers, if not to have the children of Silvermist, right?
She thinks she can save it, I think, is why. Like,
But why? Like, what makes her think that she is so powerful above all of them? Is it just her ego, or what? What reasoning does she have to?
would this be the first time in, I'd say, a while that you would gather all of your followers in one place, or as many as possible?
Who are you addressing that to?
The gods.
The room.
We cannot gather all of our followers in one place. The populations of the prime material have been damaged in recent years. Many kingdoms are in disarray. We only have limited influence at best. What followers we have who can help, we are assembling, but we do not know where Lelalia is. We do not know what her exact plan is. All we can do is thwart the plans that are currently in motion that we are aware of.
Do you
We
have
hope that
anyone?
you could- Go on.
Do you have anyone stationed in Waterdeep? There's something there that they are looking for. We don't know what, but they seemed interested. The General Weedle's killed.
We do have followers in Waterdeep, many of us, yes. Some are already making their way south to Candlekeep. But we have followers everywhere. The problem is we do not have armies, we do not have the kind of presence we would need if all of Lileli's forces and her were to make a move all at once. And we do not know where that move will be.
Apologies to
Another question.
interrupt.
Go ahead, Tia.
I'm just thinking, what if the move exactly is what we would call a 4D chess? Is that they are actually trying to lure all the followers there and to finish them in one go? What would then happen to all of you? As I believe that your requirement of followers to sort of exist, if that is the right word.
Here, between all of us, we have many followers, many millions. As Gond puts his hand on your shoulder. There are very few of them that have the ability to fight. We are only mobilizing those who can look after themselves. We cannot mobilize the innocent. They would be slaughtered against Lelalia and her forces. But as it comes to a trap, like Savras says, we are out of time. We cannot wait.
This is. I'm sorry, but this is
Savras steps forward and says, "They're at Candlekeep. We must go." The other gods begin nodding. It's clear they're itching to leave. They're holding out any hope of anything else that can assist them.
This is what I've been saying. The one entity that might know the ins and outs of everything is literally sat in a place X amount of feet from us. You snubbed him before. Somebody who was constantly around the Lalia whenever they were talking about, or supposedly talking about things. Maybe the Watcher knows something, and maybe that could help us.
Lune shrinks herself down to a mortal size and approaches you with a kind, smiling face. She makes a subtle bow in front of you and says, I know this is hard for you. The Tranquil Watcher is nothing but a mouthpiece, an ornament on Lelalia's shelf. It is a broken, distorted, twisted being with an equally broken mind. It cannot help us, nor would I want it to help us. It is dangerous. I know you have been fed stories of its might, but it is a pawn, just as you were. Speak with it if you wish, but trust me, it cannot be part of our formation, it cannot be part of our group, and it cannot help us. And we really must go.
Should we have any more information, is there a way to contact you? I mean, prayer, or... I'm not being facetious here. I mean,
Neither, just gives you a look like...
would that be useful to pass information on in some way, shape, or form? That
Prayer only works for those who are true believers, I'm afraid. There are spells that you can get in touch with us. If not, just get in touch with our followers. You know where they will be. We will commune through them.
Of course, it has been a pleasure to meet you all. And just before you go, one last question, doing his best Columbo impression. He goes, you guys wanted to know if there was there's a rift near Waterdeep that might be of some interest. Say, for example, it was the center of, like, the crack of the glass, so to speak. It's like an epicenter.
We are unaware of an epicenter. All that we have learned comes from our followers, I'm afraid.
What did you make of when your followers told you that if you merge two rifts, you get to meet an entity from the Weave?
Yes, the little red man. No, it's not weave.
No,
it's
not
a space weave. Not
Space
magic weave.
weave.
Space weave.
Space Weave.
The red one. This is a red one with the little red tube man.
Ao's magic is beyond us. His magic created this world. It does not surprise me that when separated into a pure form, that it has some semblance of sentience. This is how all of you are stood here, is it not? Creation magic come sentient.
Did Misa talk to AO? Misa
No.
touched him.
No, dear. His magic is not him.
Misa would be very sorry if Misa did. Misa poked him.
I wish you luck in the days ahead. And without any further ceremony, Stavros, Timora, Mistress Sylvanus, the Raven Queen, and Baal all disappear from sight in flashes of light. The champion of Shah bows to his queen and also disappears. Shah herself will take a few steps forward and, looking down on you, Lila, says, "Your darkness was once a beacon in the Sea of Children under Lelalia's command. Whatever happened? Who are you, little one? I may search for you when this is over."
My name is Lila Tudonil.
An eyebrow raises at that. I see. How interesting.
I've only learnt that recently, though. I was taken as a child, as I'm sure you know Lelalia does, and I was fed a name, Meridia Granier.
Her large hand comes up and just strokes your cheek slightly as she smiles and says, "Perhaps there are great things in store for you then, Miss Tudonil." And as she says this, she simply begins to evaporate in smoke until she is also gone.
I think she's into you, Lila.
Look, I'm really sorry, guys, but I cannot believe that I refuse to believe that I have wasted my entire life and that everything that I have done for since I can remember has been for absolutely nothing, and everything that I could have been was taken away from me, and I was just fed mediocrity. I refuse to believe that, and I will, Ribbit, I'm going to throw at you the Amulet of Plane Shift, because you said you wanted it back. And I'm going to bonus
I've got
action.
both now.
Yeah, I'm going to bonus action haste on myself, and I am bombing at full speed towards the inner sanctum, Matt, to get to the Tranquil Watcher.
Okay.
Can I react to that?
Sure.
I would like to throw the thingio, the amulet at Hunter, and then bonus action dash to catch up with them.
Okay.
And then I'll do my triple dash as much as I can to keep up.
As you two begin bombing it away, Ubteo and Gond smile at Eve and Tia, bowing their heads in a clear sign of respect and almost like treating you as equals. They say, "We have work to do. I think you should join your friends."
It was great to meet you. Yes, we will have work. I don't know what we will do. I will do what I can.
I'm pleased to hear it, Tia. And in a flash, they will both two disappear. At the same time, the Morning Lord is still leaning down to all of you, and they turn to Thog and say, "We have much to do, Thog, but your talents are many. Where you think they would be best placed is up to you. By my side, or with your friends?"
And so, Stokes going to give this question the deep introspection it needs, and without hesitation, and immediately respond. I think it's going to have to be, by your leave, I think it's going to have to be with my friends, my lord.
Protect them well. And do your best.
You know it.
He too will gesture in the direction that Lila and Ribbit are running before himself opening up a golden portal behind him and taking a step back through it as he disappears. As Lila and Ribbit are bombing it, what's everybody else doing?
I would say as well that Lila, when she gets if you explain to us how far your telepathy can work, Ribbit.
It's over a mile from me.
Alright, cool. When she gets
Mile radius.
100 feet away from you, then she will Slippy Boy message you back and be like, "You can all leave and tell them to leave if they want. Just somebody let me know how I can find you after this, but I need to do this."
And you will hear a response back. Misa don't think Misa will be the only one following you, sir. So Yusin might not have much choice in the matter. With lots of panting as he sprints. Because he telepathically also pants. You don't have to, he's making that choice. It's a conscious decision.
Moreau's going to turn to the other. Moreau's going to turn to the others and go, I always knew I was right to be non-religious. With the exception of a couple of them, they all seem like a bunch of a-holes. I also think they're totally wrong about what they're saying, and Lila has it right. I think we should, even a pawn can pick up on what the master's hearing. I think we follow Lila.
Indeed. And I'll ask this to the group and also the DM. Where is this god of time?
Kronos, you have absolutely not. Kronos, you know that they have a very select few followers that they speak to, Vigil being one of them, but they speak in visions of the future, usually. Hence, that's kicked this all off in their visions of the future now. There is just darkness and nothingness, signaling the end of the world. And since those visions started, Kronos has not spoken to anyone, be it follower or another god. He's retreated from the world, basically.
Thank you.
But no one knows why. As you are bombing it after Lila and Ribbit, then it's going to take you a few minutes to get inside, get around and into the courthouse palace in front of you. Feel free to RP your way there, as I need to pee. Be right back. If you're having any discussions on the way there, have them now.
On his way, Hunter will quickly teleport to the prime material, kill the Layla, then come back, and then carry on.
Yeah, this has happened.
There's cannon now. Boom.
Yeah,
Sorted.
yeah, you've done it, mate. You've done it.
You are
Why we never think
You
this
know what?
before?
Since he's not here, I'm going to ask for you. How do you want to do this?
I'm literally going to teleport myself inside of her body and fight my way out.
If you could watching
Ant-Man,
Ant-Man again.
how's it going?
Oh wait, before you teleport, all the other gods come back, give you like a fuck ton of items, and then they leave it.
Just give me Ant-Man powers and send me into it, and then I can go on Ant-Man.
We get 10 Holy Avengers, 10 Moonblades, 10
Just give me the Infinity Gauntlet.
Did we ever tell you? Vorpal sword. Do not say the word Vorpal sword.
Did we ever tell you about the Vorpal sword?
Do not say that word.
The Vorpal sword. You guys had a Vorpal sword.
We're
Why
not
do you
allowed to
still
say
have a
that
Vorpal
word.
sword? If you've had a Vorpal sword, I would like a Vorpal sword if you have one spare.
So, It was towards the end of our campaign, and we got it. We got it off this guy who turned out to be an old dead me from ages ago. Anyway,
As you do.
we came across this trader, and we were selling all our shit we didn't want. And we got like, I don't know, it was like 40,000 gold for all the stuff we wanted to sell. But we also attempted to sell the Vorpal sword, which we didn't know was a Vorpal sword at the time. And they said, and looking at the stats on it, because we didn't know what it was very meh. So the trader offered us, what was it, 3,000 gold?
It was a couple of grand. Yeah, it was
a couple of grand. Yeah, and we gave it to him.
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah.
How many war crimes can I commit 1v1 in D&D?
Yeah. We won't even stop you.
To be specific, they sold a 500,000 gold weapon for 5 grand. And only half an hour later went, oh, we should have been insight checking these people for how much things are worth. So, as you guys are beelining it into the large complex in the center of this mound, in the center of Theoxano, Lila and Ribbit, you make it in first. And as you burst through the large gate into the central chamber, something that you, Lila, have never even contemplated doing before, you're met by a once grand room that seems to be now a bit dishevelled. The fine trim and marble and stone is all still there, but there are cracks appearing here and there, as if this place is suffering the most from Lelalia's absence. Broken chairs and furniture is scattered around an open floor in front of you. Tapestries around the room are ripped. It's almost as if the room itself has suffered a bit of a beating. Lying at the back of the room, just behind a large torn and pushed aside tapestry or some kind of like large curtain, leaned against sort of a stage and a stained glass window, you see a very large, barely moving humanoid figure, at least 35 feet tall, with blue hair towering and cascading down their shoulders. You see what is unmistakable to you, Lila, as the Tranquil Watcher. As you do, once again, the tuning fork in your pocket burns slightly in its presence, almost like an acknowledgement. And though it doesn't turn to face you, it doesn't say anything, you do hear just a low sigh emanating from this being. In this moment of quiet is when the others will eventually catch up and also come bursting through the door from the courtyard to also see this magnificent sight in front of you. What would you like to do?
Is this the guy?
This is the guy.
I telepathically tell everyone else.
Telepathically
found the guy.
She's telepathically whispering to you. That's what's happening right now.
This found the guy.
I didn't actually think this through as to what I would do if I get here.
Ribbit slowly starts pushing on Lila's back. They say use a plan.
I will attempt to approach, but I'm gonna, like when you almost creeping as if to be like, if I step on something wrong, something's gonna happen.
As you step forward into the center of this chamber, you can tell now, with less of a rush, less of a complete focus on the being in front of you. You're getting more aware of your surroundings. The very center of this chamber is lit up by the fact that the roof itself seems to be partially gone from what you previously knew. Once there was a dome adorning it, now there is simply a hole, probably about 50 feet wide, where that once was. It is cascading light into the very center of this room, giving it a pretty but mournful appearance.
I look back at Ribbip and the others and then just gulp.
Just two froggy thumbs up.
I was literally about to say, Ribbip has given you the most enthusiastic thumbs up. Yusa got this! And Yusa head. I can't remember whether I'm Ribbip or not.
I would talk out loud now, I guess. Tranquil Watcher, sir. Do you know of any information that could help us to stop the Lelia? Or do you know any information of what her plans are and what she's intending on doing and what she's doing right now? I feel like you're on the side of us hampering her, since you haven't, obliterated us yet. And I will take out the sword, the instrument of the Tranquil Watcher, and I will kind of put it tipped down on the floor and do like a little one knee on it as a sign of reverence, and also in a sign of please don't destroy me.
There's a moment of quiet before a booming voice vibrates the floor and the walls of the chamber. Your prayer was a welcome voice in my time of isolation. I am pleased you are all here. Welcome, Lila. It seems to just pause after that.
You know my name. That's a surprise, but also not, I suppose, at the same time. Do you know of what the Lelia's plans are?
He has gone to ascend to godhood. A feat she cannot do here, under the watchful eyes of Shah. A feat she cannot accomplish with me by her side. And a reason for which my mind has some semblance of freedom for the first time in an age.
Why can't she do it with you by her side and with what about your presence would stop that? Or is it just the fact that it would be here?
It would be here, the only place that I can be. Oh, she can summon me temporarily, but I am bound to this place, as the magic binds my very soul. I am but a broken individual in a shell that she created. Now that she is distant for so long, my mind is free, but I am still bound and alone.
If we unbound you, would you help us stop her? Could you help us with her?
Unbinding me after so long is simply releasing my soul. I would happily aid in her undoing. My powers, though limited, could assist, but I would no longer be. Me and this shell are now one. But even then, this could not be. One who has turned from Lilalia as you have should not be put in danger to save a hopeless cause like me.
You said the shell and you are one. What do you mean by that? Are you not you?
As the honoured saints are bound in their armour, I am bound in this flesh. Once I served mightily on the slopes of Mount Celestia. Now I have been reduced to this. A ornament for her amusement, a display of her power, a thrall for her amusement. And now I am here for eternity, trapped by her magic and guarded by her beast.
Well, we can't have that, can we? We can't have her having another thing or another soul that they've taken from somewhere else and forced to be something of her creation. How do I unbind you? What do I need to do? I'm from the chalice. I have magical abilities. How can I help your suffering?
For the first time, the Tranquil Watcher turns its head towards you and very wearily lifts one of its massive arms and points a finger straight at your drawn sword, at the instrument of the Tranquil Watcher, before bowing its head in sadness.
Do I have to break the sword?
You have to break me.
I'm sorry, what?
You kill the shell, and you free my soul. But I implore you, Lila, do not do this. Your efforts are better served stopping the one who imprisoned me. You risk your life even attempting to free me. She would not allow it. So it would not allow it.
Well, fuck.
You hear in your mind, "You're doing so good. You're the best. You're really great."
Yusa here in Yusa mind. The only... I think what it's trying to say is that we have to kill it to free it, but it will defend itself against its will. The Lalia will defend it by using itself.
Maybe we should go to sleep for a bit, and then we should fight the big watcher, the big beautiful watcher. Misa not sure if Hisa can hear me. Thesa can hear me. Yusa. Ribbit bows in total silence to everyone else. And then I guess broadcasts to everyone else. Lila think that it's a very kind watcher wanting Visa to kill Thesa, but that Thesa will involuntarily defend themselves because Lilalia. What does the consensus think? Big word for Ribbit.
Proud of Ribbit.
Remind me, can we reply in telepathy to Ribbit?
Lavender will message to somebody, so yeah, I'll message back to Fog.
Yeah, Hunter, Teffel, Lila, Lavender, and Dayet can hear me.
That's it.
And now you've got it forwarded.
Moreau's going to send a message to Lila. Say, you said earlier out there that you couldn't believe that you've been fed nonsense your entire life. But you also said earlier that it was a prophecy, that you would be her making or her undoing. But stands to reason the reason you were fed all that was so you would be her making. Why don't you do something and be her undoing? Maybe that's what all this has been leading to. This is how you become her undoing.
It might certainly distract Lilia enough to persuade her from her current plans.
There was a time where I was being chased through the streets of this very place, and you reached out and saved me. And if you hadn't have done that, then I wouldn't be here today. And like a much smarter individual than myself has just reminded me that there was a vision that I had of when the Lalia took me. She said that I would either be her making or her undoing. I would like to be her undoing, and if you would have it, I would like to repay the favour and save your life in a roundabout way. All the Lalia does is take and take and take and change things to how she wants it to be, and to create things so that she can have them and that nobody else can. That's what all of the children are. That's what all of us are, including you. And I'm sorry that I did not know that or see that or find out before now. So I think I will live up to my namesake. And I think that I will be the instrument of the Tranquil Watcher, but I will be known as the instrument of the Tranquil Watcher's freedom.
As you are saying this, you feel a tremor run through the floor. Tranquil Watcher tenses as much as it can. You hear it say, "You must leave this place, Lila." It stirs. It knows what you plan. It has been here since the foundation of this plane. Morphed by it, defender of it. You must go. Now.
Guys, we've got 5 seconds to decide. What's the plan? What's the play? Do we go? Do we stay or do we go? General group question. Quick response.
Did he say it loud enough for us to hear?
He's
it's echoing through this chamber, yeah.
Oh, I'm getting through the front door. I don't want to be inside a building while everything's shaking.
Quick question. Did we complete short rest?
You did?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
I'll do whatever Ribbit does.
I mean, look, I'm always down. I'm always down to throw down. So if that's what's happening, that's what's happening. As long as everyone is prepared for that.
I'm asking.
Misa, if
the Tranquil Watcher is going to interrupt again because this is happening quick.
Yeah,
that's a long sentence. That Tranquil Watcher booms out again. It watched over Vesbilia's first death. It watched over the creation of the faith. Morphed by it, you must run. And at this point, the floor right beneath your feet, Lila, is cracking and shaking.
Okay. Lila's gonna grip her sword with both hands, run back away from the cracking of it all. But I will turn around as I get to the door, and I will point my sword towards the Tranquil Watcher, and I say, "A life for a life. For Safara's sake, I'm going to make my life mean something. You will get your freedom."
Tranquil Watcher replies as its face turns towards you, as it simply says, "It is here." The shaking stops for a split second before the floor in the very centre of the chamber, the floor by which you know Lila, honoured saint, and Vespelia herself has been buried beneath in the past. It erupts in the centre, the stone cracking and breaking apart, as an almighty roar echoes through these hallowed halls. You see one wing smash down, and then another, very similar to that of which you've seen Thog, wings of a butterfly dancing around the shoulders of the face of Silvermist. A row of teeth is protruding through the dust now, as rising up in front of you, two wings and a tail, you see a familiar and yet new sight, an almighty dragon that sits in front of you, teeth bared, growling, and wings spread into that of an enormous butterfly. And that is where we will pick up next week.
Oh boy.
I just want to put it out there that I thought we were just going to fight a weakened version of the Tranquil Watcher, and I was like, that sounds fine. I reckon we could do that. I didn't think there was going to be a butterfly dragon, so I do apologise, gang.
Hunter, we should never killed one of these things. Yay!
Not yet.
New thing. We should get added to the scrapbook.
Oh.
Yeah, Ribbit's excited, as is
You're
Josh.
going to have to get a bigger book if, when it's dead, you want to press it flat.
Dog, you can never speak of this to Rakeen. He will never forgive us for murdering a dragon.
A butterfly dragon. He'll be like, what did you do? Click the wings off when you were done.
We'll get all the Infinity Stones and we'll wish for a book big enough.
That would be a noble use of that.
It sounds like a fair... Yeah, I agree.
Nicely done, gang.
Sweet.
Glad that none of you got smited.
Smitten.
That was close.
I've got to say,
right now,
some of the fucking tones you guys, some of the tones you were taking,
Oh my god.
deity, I was literally sat here with my butt clenched, like, oh my god, please do not. Like, genuinely, I was torn between, is one of them going to get themselves killed, or are they going to spark a war between gods while there's other shit going on, just because they're being so cocky? I was genuinely scared.
Not being funny, but those gods were useless. So
yeah.
when they called me small brain, I had to hold my shit. Oh my lord!
I'm not gonna lie. When they did start kicking off towards you, Hunter, like twice, I was like, Ribbit's gonna fucking slap her, and then Shah's gonna giggle, and then it's all just gonna kick off, and it's gonna be an involuntary TPK on Matt's side by the Morning Lord stepping backward by surprise and squishing us.
Yeah, but you know Bar will be in the background with popcorn just watching.
Sweet.
No, that was epic, Matt. That was so much fun.
I was just like, somebody needed to tell her off at some point. Like, why didn't you do more? Why didn't you do more to stop her? And then some upstart in a cape comes at me.
I've got one point, just one thing, and this maybe comes from like the acting perspective in me, but like we know that this is a game, but perhaps it's a case of acting and thinking like we've literally just been told that there's 1 to 2 days to save the world, and how would that affect? It's so difficult to do with like so many of us and so many perspectives, because we want to make sure that everybody's heard, but also we need to like make tracks on something. And I feel like with the gods especially, it was a case of, oh fuck, we kind of got thrown in at the deep end, but we really needed to like think of those questions on the spot as well. That's just a point from my side of it. It's hard to do, and I struggle with it as well. But it's like, imagine you were literally told the world was ending tomorrow. What would our priorities actually be?
To be fair, both
it's so difficult too as well, because I think like the thing as well, like we're all. It would be easy if we were all in the same room and you could like see, go off like tone and body language.
Oh man, I struggle so much. Yeah, I struggle so much.
Because you don't want to talk over one another, and then there's obviously internet lag, and you can't see if someone's going to talk, and you're like, oh, just.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah. You guys are actually very good at it.
In-person D&D.
I can't believe you guys don't talk over each other more than you do, like, because it is very hard to do. But yeah, in that situation, 2 days till the world ends. You guys are specks of sand that might have been kind of useful to them, and you talk down to them. You're scared
because they were useless.
I mean, 2 days till the end of the world.
Chuck us a couple of messages of divergence if you want us to help you. Like,
but they're not there to help you. They're there to help their followers.
They're there to help themselves.
Basically,
I'm honestly wondering at one point, why are we here?
Yeah.
They've made a choice and it's not us.
Yeah.
They brought us there. Like
Yeah,
clearly they
literally, I
were.
was like, I don't know what you want.
Okay, I'll peek behind the curtain a bit for you then. It's because they're only aware of these 2 points where they can do something through their followers, right? Because they're in the dark as well. So they brought you there to go. Yeah, these guys have been following the lady for a while. Maybe they know something we don't. So then, when you guys were just asking them a bunch of questions, it got to the point where they're like, "The world's ending, and we're not learning anything. We need to fucking go." Like, because again, they don't see you guys as anything important. Because yeah, even the good ones, they can be a bit dickish. They are there for their followers and their domain. So in that respect, that's why they're, from your perspective, a bit useless, because they are there for themselves. They are there for their one goal.
I think the problem being is that we don't know what we don't know, and I think that's why the discussions we've had this week have been so useful, because I'm not kidding when I'm saying every other day I'm staring at that murder board and I know it's there. I know that I'm missing something, but the more that people kind of chip in and confirm things and things like that, it's really useful. So yeah, definitely keep that up, and maybe we'll get somewhere. Hopefully.
I mean, really, it was the most useful, and that he basically confirmed, yeah, this is what's causing this. She ascends.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Which was there was only a theory before now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we finally have a concrete answer. That's the most concrete answer we've ever received regarding the risks.
It's following on from what Mortal Vecna said in the Shard, because the Mortal Vecna was like, yeah, they're Ascend, like, it'll be fun, to watch it all happen. And then Ascended Vecna was like, these are the reasons why you should let her ascend, because if you do, and she does have a way of stopping it, and she has figured out what to do, then it'll be useful. But if her ascension is the cause, and her being on that side of the gate doesn't have enough power to stop it, you're fucked anyway, so you may as well have tried to stop her anyway.
I think the whole thing of her ascending on this side and that amount of power on this side is the thing that is causing the rift. So if she tries to do something to save it, it might not be her ascension. It might be like a causality thing where she tries to stop the rift, and that amount of power being exerted on this side of the gate ruptures it, and that's what causes the rifts. Because that's quite a lot of power to close that rift, all those rifts. So
yeah,
it's her ascending either way. So that's good to know.
But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of power to fix the rift, but also theoretically, if she didn't do it, would the rift not happen?
It's a catch-22 in it, and I think that's what I mean. We need to make decisions based on what we would do under, a pressured amount of time. Okay, well, we don't know for certain, but we're going to have to go with something. So we're going to have to go with something.
Kill her first chance we get. Sorted.
Yeah.
Kill the dragon, and then off to Candlekeep or Waterdeep or wherever we're going.
Probably not take a long rest anymore.
Yeah, sleep at some
3 days.
If I have 20 minutes, I think I can take us there.
Slightly on a different note, I think Vecna is hella bored. He needs to be sent fanfics with the speed delivery.
I will oblige.
Yeah.
I definitely want to set up God's delivery service. That's Rivip's endgame plan.
And we still have the Tarask, lest we forget.
Oh my god, let's summon the Tarask.
Oh yeah.
No, either the world's going to end because of her,
not.
or because of the Tarask. I say we go out on our own terms.
Yeah, watch this. Boom, summons Tarask.
Sorry, just to clarify, your new plan is Lelalia can't cause the end of the world if we end it before she can.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, basically, yeah. If she's going to cause it, we might as well.
I defy
It all
you.
started with the words, "I had a cunning plan."
Hey, what's happened will happen, will always happen. So we're just fulfilling literal destiny that you've written into D&D. So technically, it's your fault if we summon the Tarask because it's already happened.
This is true.
Everything. There is nothing set in D&D. Everything's in flux.
Other than the fact that we're going to summon the Tarask.
I would never write anything into a game that was always going to happen because that's
We've
not
read
fair.
the script, Matthew.
Yeah, we read it, and it
Don't
says.
tell people listening to the recording that, for God's sake.
I distinctly remember reading the words, and they summoned the Tarask. So,
Yeah. In episode 71, I don't know what episode you're on.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't tell.
Episode 122.
We defeated Lilia, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Do
yeah,
you not
like
remember?
about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah. When you went on the way, you just said, RP how you get there, and I RP'd and teleported to Lilia, blew her up, and then walked back to Lila. Yep.
Job done.
And we got loads of magic items too.
Yep, true that.
You have that 10 balls.
Tell you what.
Oh, we're the
I tell
gods
you
now.
Yeah.
Just let me know where it was that she was. When you teleported to her. Where was she again?
Where everyone knows where she is.
Yeah. Corpses, Matthew. Do you not remember?
In that
God.
phase.
I think exactly where she was. She was inside her armor.
If you really have to know, she was in her armor. B, she was, she was at this little pub. Maybe you've heard of it. Little place in Waterdeep, run by a guy who happens to have a little entrance to the dungeon, and she happened to be on the toilet where we got her.
Yeah, shitless.
Oh, what's that? You only get half your AC when it takes 10 minutes to pull your armored trousers up. Oh, that's too bad. Get her, boys.
It's good to have you back, Lewis.
Literally a caught them the pants down, don't they?
I don't know what would be worse. A TPK in the toilet or you killing the BBEG in the toilet?
I think both should happen, and then that would just set the mood for everything.
Yeah.
Everyone dies.
And then it
Everyone dies in the toilet.
Man, at that point, that's quite a shit show.
Literally, what happened?
I'm gonna
It's
go,
only
guys.
known as
Make
the
safe.
incident when God's guy in the toilet died and the Taras died. See you next week, gang.
See you next
Good
week.
time. See you next week.
Gang.
Bye.